What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael and welcome back to Fudge Muppet. Today's Fallout build is quite the super soldier. He's called the Mercenary and he's all about guns, knives and grenades. I'd also like to say that you can vote for next week's Fallout build if you follow the link to our Facebook page in the description. Your choices are the Hitman and the Tribal. Also, on the topic of voting, if you haven't watched our Elder Scrolls 6 discussion video on High Rock, go check it out, and if you go to Facebook you can choose if you want Morrowind or if you want Cyrodiil discussed next. The backstory for the Mercenary goes like this. The year was 2277, and at this time the Mercenary was a sergeant in the forces of the NCR. He was stationed at Boulder City and he was in charge of his own squad. He took part in the first battle of Hoover Dam, and within that battle his entire squadron was killed. He saw his friends' heads get blown off their bodies beside him, and he became mentally changed for the rest of his life. He tried to escape the ghosts of his past, and so he left the military and went to Prim to settle down with a simple courier job. Eventually, as we know, he was shot in the head, and he will wake up in Goodsprings more haunted than ever, but with a new taste for blood. He's just as traumatized, but he's realized that a civilian life was something he could never live. Although his squad has died under his leadership, the Mercenary is a very proficient soldier, and was quite decorated after completing many missions in the past. He has a very wide skill set, and now he's changed his perspective on the NCR. He believes they are just sending in troops too carelessly and wasting innocent lives. Killing is all he knows, and he decides he will kill to earn money to get by and live a well-spent life. The shadows of his past will always cloud the forefront of his mind, and even cutting up meat to make dinner will make him see imagery of gore and death. In terms of start game attributes, you're going to want 7 strength, 6 perception, 7 endurance, 4 charisma, 4 intelligence, 7 agility, and 5 luck. As you can see, the Mercenary is cardiovascularly fit, strong and fast, and also has decent perceptive abilities. He doesn't get on too well with most people, and he's not one to be academic either. With average luck, he basically lives life at the start of the game with the idea that whatever happens to him is based on his efforts and the decisions he makes. This, however, changes later after he finds himself very lucky, almost unstoppable. The tag skills for the Mercenary are guns, explosives, and melee weapons, and these are also the major skills. The minor skills are repair and medicine, and as you can tell, this build is highly combat focused. For our traits at the start of the game, we have skilled and fast shot. Skilled will give you 5 more points into every skill at the drawback of progressing 10% slower with XP, however this won't matter because you'll have plenty of stuff to kill. Fast shot will allow you to fire 20% faster but decrease your accuracy by 20% too. Now this doesn't matter too much as the Mercenary wants to kill things quickly and is usually up close in the action. For our level 30 endgame character here, the gear we're using is the Mark II combat armor and the helmet, and the all-American unique marksman rifle, Light in Shining Darkness, which is the unique 45 auto pistol from Honest Hearts, frag grenades and Chance's knife, a unique combat knife in the game which has a bonus critical hit chance. Also, be sure to Google where to get Chance's knife because you can get it fairly quickly at the very start of the game if you get a shovel and go to Chance's grave where the Cazadors are near the start. The Mercenary will also be using a lot of implants to buff his abilities up, so you're going to want the implant for strength, perception, endurance, agility, luck, and the subdermal implant for your damage threshold. You can also get the health regen implant after if you really want to. The essential perks for the Mercenary are Heave Ho, Bloody Mess, Grunt, and 9 ranks of intense training. Heave Ho increases throwing velocity and range by 50% for melee and explosives, and Bloody Mess makes you deal 5% more damage with everything. It also represents the Mercenary hallucinating and having flashbacks to the messed up gore and violence that he's been witness to, and he is now seeing reality worse than it actually is. The Grunt perk is a super essential for the Mercenary as it makes you cause 25% more damage with 9mm, 45 auto pistols, SMGs, service rifles, assault marksman carbines, light machine guns, frag grenades, grenade rifles and launchers, and combat knives. These are all the kinds of weapons the Mercenary is using, and with Bloody Mess this makes you deal 30% more damage with everything you use. Finally, with your 9 ranks of intense training, you can watch the part 2 Mercenary video to see how it's allocated, as well of course as the skill choices. Intense training plus your implant's going to leave you with endgame stats of 8 strength, 9 perception, 10 endurance, 4 charisma, 4 intelligence, 10 agility and 9 luck. As you can see, the build turns out to be quite the slaughterhouse, and of course is also quite user friendly to play. You will of course not be talking yourself out of situations, however that's not really fun for a Mercenary build anyway. When it comes to the main questline choice, sure, the mercenary could choose the NCR, however he'd definitely end up siding with House. House is going to pay the most money, and because he's a mercenary and wants top dollar and good living standards, he will of course be in it for the dosh. When it comes to companions, we suggest Boone as he's had military experience and can relate to the mercenary, and also Rex for companionship in the wasteland and for the often close range playstyle of the build. And that wraps up this week's Fallout build, the Mercenary. I hope you enjoyed the build, and from Scott and I both, thanks for watching. Please share this video and subscribe for more. Remember to head to the description to go to our Facebook page to vote for either the Tribal or the Hitman, and to watch the part 2 video for the Mercenary if you want to know how to level up the character to level 30 with all the correct skill allocation and perk choices. My name is Michael, this was the Mercenary, and I'll see you tomorrow with a unique Skyrim build.